Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as you guys know, for those who are familiar with me and my channel, I am not the biggest fan of Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. This guy is the biggest swamp creature. He held back much of the Trump agenda. He was responsible for a lot of the weaker Donald Trump endorsements for, congressional races and Senate races and things like that really held back his presidency. He is the embodiment of everything that is wrong with the Republican establishment. I am not the biggest fan of this guy. Very few people are, and I believe that we need a new leader for the Republican Party in the Senate. And Donald Trump, one of my main criticisms of Donald Trump throughout the past couple of years has been the fact that he has caved in to Mitch McConnell too much at times. But today, the gloves are off. The Don is back. He came out swinging against Mitch McConnell, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. So Trump doesn't have his Twitter account anymore, but he is able to make these statements. I believe he puts them on his new website. We condemn the fact that he's been taken off of social media. It's an absolute disgrace. But I will say, I like the essays from Donald Trump. In fact, I really do. But that's beside the point. Trump goes, the Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders. Leaders are in quote, like Senator McConnell. His dedication to business as usual status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality, has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader, and it will only get worse. He is going in, and he is hitting on all the right notes that we can see here. He's calling him out for his status quo policies. He's calling him out for wanting to go back to business as usual, the false neocon, neolib dichotomy, because he does like Joe Biden. He does. He'd rather have Biden in there than Donald Trump. And as a result, he has been reduced from majority leader to minority leader. And it's only going to get worse. He says the Dems and Schumer play McConnell like a fiddle. They've never had it so good, and they want to keep it that way. We know our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Last agenda. It's almost like he's watching my channel, the fact that he's just parroting pretty much everything that I've been saying for a while. Because it's true, and everything he's saying is true. And if he was able to do this and hit McConnell like this, for the past 4 years, I think his presidency would have been a lot more successful. But he is angling, potentially, for a 2024 run at this point, and I believe he's realizing some of the caveats that his presidency may have had when it came to, caving into the establishment at times and allowing Mitch McConnell to, subvert a little bit of his original agenda, because that's exactly what's happening. And before I go and read the rest of this article, or at least touch on the rest of what Trump had to say, it's true. McConnell and McConnell's policies and, saying no to the checks are really what doomed Republicans in Georgia. A lot of these, right-wing populist areas of the rural part of the state, particularly in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, saw the biggest turnout drop-off for Republicans because Republicans didn't want to get out and vote because they didn't give them a reason to. And Mitch McConnell is part of that reason. And it's true, Donald Trump received the most votes of any sitting president in history, almost 75 million. Every incumbent House Republican who was up for re-election won for the first time in decades. They flipped 15 seats, and they almost cost Pelosi her job, which is true. And Republicans won all the state chambers. Democrats failed to flip a single legislative chamber, despite the fact that, the election mafia was so adamant Republicans were going to get wiped out across the board. It wasn't. In many cases, they got wiped out across the board, even with everything that happened. So Mitch's Senate, Trump said he saved at least 12 Senate seats, more than 8 in the 2020 election cycle alone, and then came the Georgia disaster, which is true. And Trump inserted the populism here. He said McConnell matched the Dems' offer of $2,000 checks with $600. How does that work? And exactly, when you have a pandemic, when you have businesses shut down, you have to, give the stimulus to the people. Ideally, the best stimulus is a job. The best stimulus is you go back to work. The best stimulus is ending the lockdowns, but that's not what we have, and that's really controlled at the state level. So instead of bailing out big corporations and giving the people chump change, give the people the money and don't bail out the corporations. That's exactly what should happen. So McConnell, again, put himself into advertisements, and that's what happened. Republicans in Georgia, they either voted Democrat or didn't vote because they were angry at the election system. They were angry at the Republican establishment in Georgia for not doing their job. And it's true. Trump hit on all the right notes here. This is an incredible essay from President Donald J. Trump. And we need more of this moving forward. And if we have more of this moving forward, I will be ecstatic with Donald Trump helping reshape our party, reshape our government in the 2022 midterms. And he talks about how McConnell did nothing about the election. He says he didn't do what needs to be done. He never did what needs to be done to ensure a proper electoral system because he doesn't. He doesn't have the stones to stand up to the Democrats. Only when it comes to judges, which most of the time don't rule the way they really should. Even, people like, Gorsuch and ACB caving nonstop. And the neocons are going to praise McConnell because of, but the judges haven't been able to do anything recently. They've been caving into the left. They've been not even interpreting the Constitution the way that the founders originally would have preferred it to be interpreted. They're a massive disaster. And here we go. Trump goes on. And he goes on and on. He hits deep. This is epic. He says, "My only regret is that McConnell begged for my strong support and endorsement before 2020, and I gave it to him." He went from 1 point down to 20 points up and won. Trump is awesome in this. He says how quickly he forgets without my endorsement, McConnell would have lost and lost badly. In the primary, he would have. In the primary, he absolutely would have. I agree. Now his numbers are lower than ever before. He's destroying the Republican side of the Senate and in doing so seriously hurting our country. And it gets even better. It gets even better. Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. He called him out for being Cocaine Mitch because it's true. Mitch McConnell, his wife's family, I believe her father was running, cocaine across the Pacific into America. That's why they call him Cocaine Mitch. And it's so true. McConnell's weak on China. And he's weak on the American corporations that are owned by China. It's so funny. He hit on all the right notes because it's true. McConnell has other interests elsewhere. And people are going to say, you can't say that. It's racist, but it's largely true. It's nothing to do with, ethnicity. It has more to do with the connections that his family holds. That's just the way it is. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack, and if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. He will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country. Where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again in our policy of America first. We want brilliant, strong, thoughtful, and compassionate leadership. That is, again, he hits the notes on all the right chords because I said the only way I'm really excited about Trump running again is if he learns from the perils that held his administration back, because that was really what I felt like took his presidency from an A to an A plus down to a B. And this is A++ stuff coming from Trump. He's retro Trump, 2016 Trump. He's the outsider again. He doesn't have to listen to Mitch McConnell. He doesn't have to listen to Kevin McCarthy. He is going ham right now. He says, prior to the pandemic, we produced the greatest economy and jobs numbers in the history of our country, and likewise, our economic recovery after COVID was the best in the world. We cut taxes and regulations, rebuilt our military, took care of our vets, became energy independent, built the wall, and stopped the massive inflow from illegals into our country and so much more. And now, illegals are pouring in, pipelines are being stopped, taxes will be going up, and we will be no longer energy independent. Which is true, especially with all the pipelines, shutting down. You could say that America is heading towards not being energy independent anymore. We're energy independent now, but the Biden administration policies will definitely push us towards that. And then Trump says, this is a big moment for our country and we cannot let it pass by, using third-rate leaders, quote-unquote leaders, to dictate our future. This guy went off. This is big-time stuff from the former president. And I want to see more of it. I want to see more statements like this from Trump bashing the establishment, because I cannot find one aspect of this where he really missed. I can't. He did not miss. Just like 2016 Trump didn't miss. This Trump, he's back to form. 2020 Trump was good, but 2016 Trump was epic. And this tops it. 2024 Trump, we might see the best Trump of all because he's out for revenge. And Donald Trump is always out for revenge. And this confirms it. He doesn't give up. He's recognized what held back his administration. And he's going at McConnell. And he is going to destroy the establishment of the Republican Party in the 2022 midterms. So at this rate, we'll see what happens. 2022 hopefully is going to be glorious. But either way, Donald Trump, big time stuff. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Smash that like button down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss another video. Make sure you follow me on social media, including Alt Tech. The links are in the description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.